Okay, Denise. So, first question, from your perspective as the writer, what's the play about?
Okay, so the play is set in, I call it a citizens' jury, because juries sound more sexy, but it's set in a citizens' assembly where people meet to debate different issues, and it's a sort of form of participative democracy.
Okay.
And I love it because you've got all the issues you can talk about, but it's also an opportunity for people who've never met before to be thrown together. So it's kind of Agatha Christie-esque in this kind of closed room murder. So it just seemed like a really nice setting to explore interpersonal conflict, drama, and whatever issues I want to throw in there.
Okay. And what was the inspiration for the play?
I was trying to think what that was. I think I do like a good whodunit, and I do like the idea of people from all walks of life being forced in one room to sort of debate things, because that's just interesting. And so I think the setting just struck me as a really fun setting for a story. But also my day job is Professor of Sustainability at the University of Southampton.
Okay.
So, and we've just had a climate assembly in Southampton, and I went to the meeting where those who'd been involved in it were talking about how it felt to be debating policies with people they'd normally never meet. And what was really exciting about it was they all came away saying that normally these kinds of conversations are very divisive, and they're sat next to people who they might have completely different opinions about, but something about that format, they really began to see things from other people's point of view. So I wanted a way to kind of raise awareness of citizens' assemblies and what they can do, because I think party politics is so divisive, isn't it? And unfortunately, obviously, I throw in a murder. And any story or play, drama thrives on conflict. So I'm afraid in the story it's not quite as peaceful as it might have been in real life.
Okay, so what are you hoping that your audience will feel? How will they react to the play?
Well, what I've really enjoyed watching as I've been watching the rehearsals is lines I didn't realise were funny are funny, and seeing characters come alive. So firstly, I'm hoping they'll just be entertained. That there'll be all the fun of the wondering who've done it, but also I think they'll learn something. So we talk about different things, and I'm sure they'll come in there and they will come away having learned something that will be of interest to them.
Okay. Are there any plays or films that have particularly inspired you?
Well, if it wasn't for the sexist title, I would say 12 Good Men.
Okay.
But I don't think there's been a really good jury film since then. There was a good series on TV recently, The 12. So this isn't a legal jury, it's more like I say a citizens' assembly, but it's the same principle. People trying to work out what's the right thing to do. So those are my inspirations.
Okay. And what drew you to Maskers Theatre to put the play on?
Well, firstly, I'm local, and I've been to loads of Maskers productions, and I really love this little theatre space.
Yeah.
So it was the obvious choice, really.
Excellent. And what's your writing process?
Okay, so my writing process is I have an idea, and the moment I get it, I become obsessive. And it's all I can think about, and I write it down. And my day job goes a little bit to pot sometimes, or I end up working, 15-hour days trying to do everything. But it's once the idea hits, it comes down, and then that's the fun bit. And then there's the endless process of revision. And the thing is, especially with something like this where every character relates to every other character in a particular way and relates to everything they discuss in a particular way, you change one bit and it will sort of reverberate throughout everything. And someone said to me, there's a sixth form wants to put it on. And they said, but I'm only allowed to do an hour. Can you just take out one bit? And it's like, no. It's like, this one's got a knitter in it. And I think the analogy is if you pull on a bit of knitting, it all falls apart. It would be a complete rewrite. It would be easier to change the policies they debate than actually just take one bit out.
Yeah.
So lots of editing, a lot of fun stuff with the initial inspiration, and then endless editing and moving stuff around. Because you can know the story, but what you don't know is when it's most fun and dramatic to reveal the story to the audience, and that's the skill of it, I think.
Yes, yeah. So what is next for the play, and what's next for you?
Okay, so what's next for the play? I had someone from Cambridge actually who's involved in the theatre scene in Cambridge, and she was interested to put it on. Last year I went to COP28, the climate summit in Dubai. They were really interested in putting it on, but we just couldn't get everything done in time.
Yeah.
But I do think it would be a lovely thing because they're debating climate policies, and it would be fun to do something there. So I would like to, I think this would be a great one for schools and colleges to put on. So I do hope that some schools will take it. And ideally, I'd like a touring production.
Yes.
So maybe a professional company that could tour around. But to be quite frank, of all the plays I've seen, and there are loads, I think I've enjoyed the ones from, amateur drama groups as much, if not more, sometimes than the professional ones.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And thank you for answering my questions. Do you have any parting thoughts?
I think that's it.
Okay, that's lovely, Denise. Thank you so much.
Okay.